So there's a couple of things I want to sit there and talk about in this video, and that is Legacies, the future of Legacies, and Julia. Um, she's going to be producing or making um, the Vampire Academy, and I find this to be very interesting because I I know there was an article saying that Legacies is going to have some competition moving forward, and I'm sitting there wondering, why would she have another project that is literally going against the current one that she's doing now? Like, I don't understand that. And I've had a couple of thoughts about that. Legacies, when it first started off, was terrible. Oh my goodness. The thing is with Legacies, I never expected it to be as good as the originals. I just didn't. I felt like each character in that show could literally have a spin-off of their own. Like Legacy, the originals was just peak. Okay, I didn't expect it to be as good as the originals. I expected it to be at least on par with the Vampire Diaries, but they decided to go in a direction that just baffled me from episode one moving forward. And I don't know if it was just a CW initiative. I don't know what was going on with it, but I feel like this isn't. I feel like maybe that wasn't Julia's original vision for the show, because if you look at seasons 1 through 3, and you watch season 4, it is almost like night and day. I mean, there's a couple of silly and stupid moments, but for the majority of it, it feels like the Vampire Diaries again. It has that level of adrenaline, excitement, and you just don't know what you're going to expect next. They went back, they got Aurora from the originals. They're having these demigods come in now. I mean, the action is a lot better. The storyline is just a lot better moving forward. And, I look at it and I'm like, all right, this seems like the work that Julia is known for. If you watch the Vampire Diaries, you also watch the originals, and you watch season 4 of this feels familiar. This feels amazing. This feels like how it should have been in the beginning of the show. But for reasons that is unknown to me, that's the direction that they decided to go with. Now, I imagine, because this is going to be a streaming service, and I feel like they're going to take this show um, on a level of the Vampire Diaries and maybe even the originals. And I'm very excited for it, but I'm also just like, you realize that it's coming in direct competition to Legacies. Now, when I sit there and talk about the future of Legacies, well, it hasn't gotten renewed yet. And usually with the CW shows, they always do their renewals early. There's a lot of shows already got renewals, and Legacies still waiting on. And I'm going to be honest, Legacies is now good. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you would have actually had that same speed, that same energy that you do now, that you did in the other 3 seasons, we may not actually have been worrying about this. I mean, think about it. You got episodes where you're having Cupid, you're having Santa Claus versus Crumpet. Like Crumpet, I'm like, what are we watching? Now you stepped it up a notch, but it's one of those things where it's like, is it too little, too late? It's unfortunate, but I mean, hopefully they could sit there and maybe wrap it up or whatever. And from stuff that I was net there reading online, they're going to be bringing back and this is spoilers by the way, so you should probably stop watching this video now. Screw it. But you should stop watching it if you don't want to be spoiled. They're bringing back Marcellus, and they're bringing back Marcel. I always call him Marcellus, and they're bringing back Cole, and they already had Rebecca on the show. Which, to be honest, I didn't think that that was going to happen. I didn't think that was going to happen. I really didn't. I remember, the actress Smith is saying that she would love to come back on if it's a possibility. Granted, that was before she came on, so at that point, I should kind of already knew that, yeah, she's going to be on there. So it seems like they are really kind of, doing it up in this season, but it's like, where was that energy before? Or was it just the fact that, well, Julia couldn't do the project the way that she wanted to do in the beginning? I don't know. It definitely should be interesting. I will be watching the Vampire Academy. I will just sit there and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna get another streaming service because why not? Um, and when the show comes out, I will. I'm thinking about doing a review on it, even though I'm already tied up with other reviews. But I want to kind of branch out and do something a little bit different. On top of the stuff I'm already doing. So um, yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as the legacy is concerned. Are you excited for the Vampire Academy? Um, if it's Julie that's doing it, I am pretty excited, even though it was trash the first couple of seasons of Legacies. They are back on board, and I am oddly loving it. I didn't think I would ever really say that, so